Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about Jordan Poole inconsistency on the basketball court. Game 4, do or die. Jordan Poole once again is disappointing, and the Warriors are down 3-1, facing elimination. Steph did what he could. He tried. He did his best. Klay Thompson had an off game. And that is rare that in a big moment, a big game, Klay Thompson doesn't show up. But he was a no-show. Jordan Poole was once again inconsistent. He was a no-show. Turnovers, barely scored any points, and he didn't bring anything to the table. So Jordan Poole is eating minutes, and he's not doing anything. And the Warriors are in deep trouble. The Golden State Warriors are in deep trouble, down 3-1, and I think it's over, man. They're not going to get out this one. It's over. So this year's season is over. I mean, if Jordan Poole showed up and gave you at least something, it would offset things and it would open up the court. But Jordan Poole is not giving you anything. Gary Payton Jr. balled out. He was balling, and then he wasn't feeling well. He threw up. So he left the game, and once he left the game, it was downhill. The Warriors had a surge with Gary Payton Jr. He was balling. He scored like 7 points straight, something like that. So he had a surge, and then he wasn't feeling well. So he went in the back and he never played again. And it was a wrap. And it's sad, man, that the Warriors are going out like this. But what can you say, man? You need Jordan Poole to show up and perform, and he's just inconsistent. And if he's not giving you any offense, we know he plays no defense, and he's turnover prone. So what is his purpose on the court? And they pay this man all this money, $140 million to do nothing? This is the time of the year when you show, you know what, I'm worth all that money and more. And in Jordan Poole's case, he's regressing. He has regressed. So Jordan Poole is nowhere to be seen throughout this entire series, and the Warriors are getting their butts kicked all over town. And poor Steph is trying to do everything in his power to drag this team. And like I said again, it's very, very rare that Klay Thompson doesn't show up in a big game. Usually Klay Thompson is the better player when it's a pivotal game, do or die. He's usually better than Steph. He showed up in game 2 as expected, and in game 4, he's a no-show. So last night's game, Klay Thompson was nowhere to be found. He made a bucket or two here or there, but for the most part, he just wasn't effective. Man, I don't know, man. It's sad, man. The Warriors are going out sad, but we all knew it was going to be an issue playing against the Lakers because of size, and there's no one to stop AD. This is the same issue with the Grizzlies last series. Adams is injured, so the Grizzlies had no one to stop AD. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's a great defender, but he's just not big enough. He's too small. So the Grizzlies had no one to stop AD. Fast forward to this series, and the Warriors have no one to stop AD. Draymond is too small. Looney just can't stop him. He's just not big enough, and AD's too skillful for Looney. And that's the issue. You have Anthony Davis dominating on the defensive end and killing you on the offensive end. And if you can't neutralize AD, you're going to lose. AD is the key to the Lakers' success. And it's evident whenever AD doesn't play to an MVP level, the Lakers lose. Every single time AD don't show up, the Lakers usually lose the game because his impact. AD brings so much to the table. Blocks, rebounds. He's great on the offensive end. So whenever you're able to neutralize AD, get him off his game, or make him a non-scorer, your chances of winning that game is great. But AD just been killing them, man, on the defensive end, on the offensive end, and they have no answer for AD. And you have to neutralize AD to win. It's simple as that. So what Looney did to Sabonis in the last series, that ain't gonna work on Anthony Davis. He's too skilled. This is a different monster. And it's sad, man. The Warriors are going out bad because Jordan Poole is nowhere to be found. Can somebody find Jordan Poole? And that's the issue with Jordan Poole. He's so inconsistent. You could never rely on this dude when you need him. They gave him all that money thinking, he's going to be next up. An issue I had with last night's game, Steph Curry had AD guarding him on the perimeter. And instead of blowing by AD, you take a hero three. That was a terrible decision. If you have Anthony Davis guarding you, Steph Curry, on the perimeter, he can't guard you. Of course, it looks like AD stopped him, but AD didn't stop Steph Curry. He settled. All he had to do was blow by AD. The defense probably would have collapsed, and somebody's open for a 2 or 3, or he gets a floater. But he settled for a hero 3? Come on, Curry. This game was just letdowns, man. Like, you can't have AD guarding you out in deep waters on the perimeter and you settle for a 3-point shot. You have all the advantages. I mean, speed. You have a handle. So it's not hard to blow by AD, but Steph settled for a bad hero 3. And once he missed, it was over. That's it. And the Warriors defense, man, they gotta... What's up with Draymond Green? Like, Draymond is not that aggressive as he was in the Kings series. And I wonder why. He's a clutch client. He's best bud with LeBron. He's cool with AD. So he's not playing that dirty, rugged Draymond Green style. He's not playing like that. He's playing a more neutral style. We all know Draymond Green will do anything to win a series. So what happened? All of a sudden, Draymond Green is not super aggressive. He's not hyper. And this is the issue I have with when the team and the players you are playing against, you are best friends with, and LeBron is your king, you're not going to put your best foot forward. And that's what's going on right now. This is not the same Draymond from the last series versus the Kings. But back to Jordan Poole, man. This dude, Steve Kerr had cut his minutes. He had an issue with that, saying he can't catch his rhythm because, you got to play to catch a rhythm. And now he gets some minutes and he gives you nothing. So which one is it, Poole? I mean, let's be real. If you're a professional, you should always be ready. Look at Lonnie Walker. This man haven't played in a minute, came off the bench, and he won the game. Lonnie Walker literally won the game for the Lakers. If Lonnie Walker doesn't do what he do, they would probably lose this game. Lonnie Walker came in, and he's a professional. He's ready. This man went ether, nuclear, and won the game in the fourth quarter. Yet Poole is out here and he can't give you anything? Come on, man. I really felt like the Warriors would have won this game, game 4, but boy, did they let me down. And Jordan Poole, he ain't it. I'm sorry. Jordan Poole is not it. His inconsistency, no defense, and he's turnover prone, that outweighs anything else, man. I could see if you're turnover prone, but you scored a basketball, okay. But he's not giving you anything on the offensive end. He gives you 0 on the defensive end. And he's turning over the ball that leads to transition points. So what is he out there for? If I'm Kerr, I'm giving Jordan Poole's minutes to Gary Payton Jr. or somebody else. That's what I would do. Because Poole at this point is useless. I'm sorry, he is useless. And unfortunately, the Warriors will be going home. I'm sorry, it's over. So Gilbert Arenas said if he was the Warriors organization, he would have traded Poole. He would have moved Poole and tried to get something for him. And at this point, I agree, man. Poole is not it. He's too inconsistent. I mean, I could see if you're off every other game, okay. That's reasonable. But if you play 5 games, the man will be off like 4 games out of 5. How can you win a playoff series when the third best player on the team is inconsistent as hell? He's very inconsistent and you can't rely on him. And if Klay Thompson have an off night, we need Poole to step in his place and carry the load. So if Poole can't carry the load and Klay Thompson is off, it's game over. And that's the issue. You're relying on Poole in case if Klay Thompson is off or if Steph have a subpar game or day, Poole could carry the load or fill in the gaps, but this dude is too inconsistent, man. At this point, the writing is on the wall. I know they was thinking, Jordan Poole could be the future. He's not. I'm sorry. He's not that guy. I would take Austin Reeves over Jordan Poole in a heartbeat. I'm sorry. Reeves is a more reliable player and he plays defense. He might not have the range Poole has, as far as shooting the ball, but to me, Reeve is a better player than Poole. He plays defense. He's smart. He's not turnover prone, and he's reliable. So the contract Poole got, that $140 million, that I would give to Austin Reeve. He deserved that, and he's reliable. He's very reliable. At this point, the proof is in the pudding. Poole is unreliable. He constantly lets you down in the biggest moments when you need him. Klay Thompson is not playing his best game. We need you to step up, Poole. Nope, no show. Gary Payton Jr. was balling. He came to play until, he felt bad. He threw up in his mouth, but he was balling before that. The Warriors are going out sad. It's sad. Jordan Poole is probably the easiest way the Warriors could retool their roster, and if I'm Golden State, I'm getting rid of Jordan Poole, man, and getting some pieces for him. I'm getting some nice pieces, some defensive players. I'm getting some pieces. That's what I would have done if I was a GM or the president or whatever. I'm going to get rid of Poole, use him, and retool the team and get some assets. If Poole was playing consistently and giving you something, the Warriors would not be in this position, because if Poole is on his game, Steph is on his game, and Klay's on his game, they're unguardable. Who are you going to guard? Pick your poison. And that's the issue, relying on Poole, and he's never in town. Hello, anybody see Poole? Where is Poole? Nah, they got to figure something out, man, in the offseason. Poole is not it. I'm sorry. He ain't it. Another alarming stat. Steph Curry's 0-14 from the field on shots to take the lead in the final 50 seconds of the playoff games. So when it matters the most in the clutch to win a game or take the lead, bring it home, Steph is a no-show. And last night's game proved that once again. He had AD guarding him on the perimeter. That is deep waters, basically. You got AD guarding you on the perimeter? Come on, Steph, that's easy money. Anthony Davis should not be able to guard you out there on the perimeter. You could blow by him. Your handler's crazy. You could cut him up, break down the defense, everything collapse, get somebody a bucket or get a floater. Instead, he settled for a three-point hero shot. What? Come on, Steph, man. That should have been a blow-by. Easy money. The man settled for a three-point hero shot. He choked on that one. Steph choked, and it's sad. So in last night's game, Steph shot 4 for 11 from the field. So he shot poorly. Klay Thompson was off. Jordan Poole was on vacation. Draymond Green is not super aggressive as his normal self because he's playing against his buddy LeBron, his king. It's over, man. This shit is over. I mean, if you want to make an excuse for Steph Curry, you could say, he probably was exhausted, which he probably was exhausted. He was carrying the team because Poole is nowhere to be found, and Klay Thompson wasn't himself tonight. So Steph was carrying the entire load. So I'm sure he was exhausted. And if you're exhausted, that means you have no legs, so your shots won't go in. Trying to shoot with no legs, it won't be easy. But yeah, man, this was a tough loss for the Warriors, I'm going to predict they'll win Game 5. But they're going to fall in 6. I'm going to give the Lakers a 30% chance of going to Golden State and winning Game 5. I'll say the Warriors will win Game 5, go back to LA, and fall in LA in Game 6. I'll give them a 30% chance of winning Game 6 in LA if they make it to Game 6. But Jordan Poole needs to be on the bench, man. He brings nothing. He brings nothing. He have one job, score the basketball. If you can't do that because you're not ready or you're just always cold, then what's the point? You can play defense. You suck at that. You're turnover prone. So, what other benefit are there? But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.